If you want to be more efficient and effective while running your business with more inner peace than working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a band-aid is vital. Welcome to the Business Brain Podcast.
I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
Abby owned a marketing agency that specialized in getting inbound leads. The challenge was that she had a really hard time making decisions on the spot. Clients or employees would ask her questions, and even the simplest ones were a challenge for her to decide on. This dragged out project, causing her to lose money and caused a great deal of mental bandwidth. By improving one thinking skill and implementing my favorite decision-making framework, Abby was able to make decisions quickly, leaving herself feeling good about her decisions instead of constantly second-guessing herself. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 478 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, your weak thinking skills are costing you money. How much, you ask? I'll tell you exactly how much. Head over to lifepixuniversity.com/calculator, and in less than 3 minutes, you'll see exactly what your thinking skills are costing you. That's lifepixuniversity.com/calculator. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. But the thinking skills you need to use are strong. Doing the task happen easily. If the thinking skills you need to use is weak, doing the task will be a challenge. The struggle that Abby had came from a weak thinking skill of comparisons. We've spoken about comparisons so many times, yet it keeps on coming up as it is the basis to many higher thought processes, including making decisions. The challenge is we often think we are good at comparing. We are not comparing in a beneficial way. In order to make good decisions quickly, we need to be able to compare items on the same level so we have the right information we need to make the decision. This is the framework I showed Abby to use when making decisions. In the beginning, you'll want to do this on paper. Over time, you'll be able to do it quickly in your head. So here's what you do. Grab a paper, and on the top of the paper, write down all your options. Option 1, option 2, option 3, however many options you have. On the left side of your paper, write down all the variables or parameters or aspects that can affect this decision. Think price, size, location, materials, people involved, whatever it is for you. So top, you have the options. Left side, you have the aspects that affect the decision, and then you fill in the chart. Okay. Step 3 is filling in the chart, each one of the aspects for each one of the options. Step 4 is you look at your variables, look at your parameters, your aspects, and put a number next to each one of them based on how important they are. 1 is most important, 2 is second important, etc. So if price is most important, you put in price. If location gets number 1, etc. No, you can't put constraints on the variables. For example, this is only most important if X, and put in the situation. Step 5, if you've put all your aspects in priority order and you know exactly what's most important to you, your answer should be clear right in front of you. You should know exactly what to do. In the beginning, doing this framework takes time. The more you do it, the easier it will get for you. And you'll start noticing before you come into situations, your brain will already start thinking, what's most important in this situation? Now, the more you improve your thinking skill of comparing, the easier it will be. We spoke about comparing in depth in episode 465. So if you really want to get better at it, I suggest you check out the episode 465. Here's a quick recap in case you need a reminder. Start by comparing items around you. Take 2 items on your desk and just compare them. Move on by comparing tasks. Take it to another level by comparing events or experiences. And really abstract, take it to another level by comparing concepts. Just make sure you're comparing the items on the same level, on the same parameter. If you're finding doing this framework a real challenge, it's because you have a weak thinking skill of comparisons. If you're feeling really stuck and you need to make a decision right now, I want you to play out your choices. What will be in a year's time if I choose option 1? What will be in a year's time if I choose option 2? Or think even bigger. What will happen in 20 years' time if I choose number 1? Or what will be in 20 years' time if I choose option 2? Being able to make quick, good decisions comes from the thinking skill of comparison. The stronger your comparison is, the easier it is to make decisions. Your challenge this week is to try the decision-making framework. Here's a quick recap on how you do it. On the top of your page, you write down all your options. On the left side of your page, you write down all the variables that affect this decision. Then step 3 is you fill out a chart. Step 4, look at your variables and put a number next to each of them based on how important it is. So which one of these variables is most important? That gets a number 1, and put all your variables in priority order. Step 5, if you put all your variables in priority order and you've compared them correctly, you should now have a clear answer on exactly what your answer should be. That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your business friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Cheers to peak brain performance.